Hi and welcome back to our channel. In this video, we are going to break down the 6 steps to retaining your customers through churn risk analytics. So, grab your favorite beverage, hit that like button, and let's dive in. Churn risk analytics is a data-driven approach that uses statistical modeling and machine learning techniques to identify customers who are at high risk of leaving a company's products or services, also known as churning. This approach helps businesses to understand the drivers of customer churn and take proactive steps to retain customers before they defect. In this video, we will discuss the following 6 steps: define your goal, collect data, build predictive model, test and refine model, implement retention strategies, and evaluate retention strategies. Let's start with the first one, define your goal. The first step in implementing churn risk analytics is to clearly define your goal. This involves determining what you consider as churn and identifying the specific data you need to measure it accurately. The definition of churn may vary depending on whether you are operating in a B2C or B2B context. Let's have a look at a B2C example in the context of a streaming service. The streaming service could aim to reduce the number of subscription cancellations by identifying and retaining vulnerable customers. The goal is to identify customers who are at high risk of canceling their subscriptions and take proactive steps to retain them. Churn will be defined as a customer who has not watched any content in the last 30 days. The necessary data to measure churn includes customer viewing history to track content consumption patterns, subscription information to identify active subscribers, billing records to detect potential issues, and customer support interactions to understand customer sentiments. Let's have a look at another example in B2B sales. A software as a service provider wants to increase contract renewals by identifying and addressing at-risk clients. The goal is to identify clients who are at risk of not renewing their contracts and implement strategies to retain their business. Churn will be defined as a client who has not logged into the platform in the last 30 days. The data required to measure churn includes client usage data to track engagement levels, login history to identify active users, customer support tickets to address any technical issues, and feature utilization data to understand how clients are utilizing the product. Defining churn requires careful consideration of your specific business objectives and customer behavior patterns. By establishing clear criteria for churn, you can effectively identify and target customers or clients who are at high risk of churning. Defining the data needed to measure churn is another critical aspect of this step. The data you collect should be relevant to predicting churn and should provide insights into customer behavior and interactions. Collect data. Collecting relevant data is a crucial first step in churn risk analytics. The specific data points you gather will depend on whether you are analyzing churn risk in a B2B or B2C context. Let's explore the types of data that are typically relevant for churn risk analytics and discuss examples. In a business-to-consumer context, consider collecting the following types of data. Behavioral data. Tracking customer behavior provides valuable insights into their engagement and purchase patterns. Examples include browsing history, purchase frequency, time spent on the website or app, and interactions with marketing campaigns. Demographic information. Understanding demographic factors such as age, gender, location, or income level can help segment customers and identify patterns in churn risk. For instance, younger customers may exhibit different churn behaviors compared to older demographics. Purchase history. Analyzing past purchases, average order value, or product preferences helps identify customers who have reduced their purchasing activity or switched to competitors. Additionally, the recency of purchases can be an indicator of churn likelihood. Customer service interactions. Monitoring interactions with customer service, such as call center logs or chat transcripts, can provide insights into customer satisfaction, issues, and potential churn risks. Frequent escalations or negative interactions may be warning signs. In a business-to-business setting, consider collecting the following types of data. Contractual information. This includes contract renewal dates, contract terms, and the nature of the services or products provided. It helps identify customers approaching the end of their contracts, which may indicate a higher churn risk. Usage metrics. Tracking metrics related to product or service usage can be insightful. For example, collecting data on usage frequency, usage duration, or number of support tickets can indicate customers who are experiencing difficulties or have decreasing engagement. Customer feedback. Gathering feedback through surveys, customer reviews, or customer satisfaction scores provides insights into customer sentiment and satisfaction levels. Unhappy customers are more likely to churn, so monitoring feedback is crucial. Support interactions. Analyzing interactions with customer support, such as call logs, chat transcripts, or ticket history, can uncover patterns indicative of churn risk. For example, a significant increase in support requests or a high number of complaints may signal customer dissatisfaction. But where can I find this data? The sources of relevant data may vary based on your business's systems and tools. Here are some common sources to explore. Customer relationship management systems. CRM platforms often store valuable customer data, including contact information, purchase history, and support interactions. Sales and transaction records. Internal sales databases or transaction systems capture essential information on B2B and B2C sales, including contract details, purchase history, and order values. Marketing analytics tools. Marketing platforms can provide data on customer interactions, campaign performance, and website or app analytics, offering insights into customer behavior. Customer feedback surveys. Implementing surveys or feedback forms allows you to collect direct feedback from customers, gaining insights into their satisfaction levels and potential churn risk factors. Customer support systems. Customer support ticketing systems and call center logs provide a wealth of information about customer interactions, issues, and inquiries. Remember, data privacy and compliance are critical considerations. Ensure that you handle data in accordance with applicable regulations and safeguard customer information. By collecting relevant data from these sources, you can build a comprehensive foundation for churn risk analytics and lay the groundwork for actionable insights and retention strategies. Building predictive models for churn risk analytics involves utilizing data and applying statistical and machine learning techniques to predict the likelihood of customer churn. Here's a detailed step-by-step explanation of the process. Data preparation. Start by preparing your data for analysis. This involves cleaning the data, handling missing values, and transforming it into a suitable format for modeling. Ensure that the relevant variables for churn prediction, such as customer attributes, engagement metrics, and churn labels, are properly identified and organized. Feature engineering. Feature engineering involves deriving new variables or features from the existing data to capture important aspects related to churn risk. This may include variables like customer tenure, purchase frequency, average order value, or customer engagement metrics. Feature engineering helps create meaningful predictors that contribute to the predictive power of the model. Data split. Split your data into training and testing sets. The training set is used to build and train the predictive model, while the testing set is used to evaluate its performance. Typically, a common split is to allocate around 70 to 80% of the data for training and the remaining 20 to 30% for testing. Model selection. Choose an appropriate algorithm or model to build the churn prediction model. Commonly used algorithms include regression models, decision trees, support vector machines, clustering, or neural networks. The choice of model depends on factors such as the nature of the data, interpretability requirements, and performance goals. Model training. Train the selected model using the training dataset. During the training process, the model learns the patterns and relationships within the data to make predictions about churn risk. The model uses the labeled churn data to understand the characteristics associated with churn. Testing and refining churn risk models is an essential step to ensure their accuracy, reliability, and effectiveness in predicting customer churn. Here's a detailed explanation of how to test and refine these models. Holdout validation. Start by splitting your data into training and testing sets. After training your initial model using the training set, assess its performance on the testing set. This step helps you gauge how well the model generalizes to unseen data and allows you to make adjustments if needed. Performance metrics. Evaluate the model's performance using appropriate metrics for churn prediction, such as accuracy, precision, recall, or F1 score. These metrics provide insights into the model's ability to correctly identify churned customers and non-churned customers. Refining the model. If the initial model's performance is not satisfactory, refine it by making iterative adjustments. Consider the following techniques. Feature selection. Assess the importance and relevance of different features in the model. Remove or add features based on their predictive power and impact on the model's performance. Hyperparameter tuning. Adjust the hyperparameters of the model to find the optimal configuration. Techniques like grid search or random search can be employed to systematically explore different parameter combinations. Algorithm selection. Experiment with different algorithms or models to find the one that best fits your data and churn prediction goals. Try models like logistic regression, decision trees, random forests, gradient boosting, or neural networks to determine which performs better. Cross-validation. Use cross-validation techniques such as k-fold cross-validation to further validate and refine the model. This method involves splitting the data into multiple folds, training the model on subsets of the data, and evaluating its performance on the remaining fold. Cross-validation helps assess the model's robustness and stability across different data samples. Performance comparison. Compare the refined models using performance metrics on the testing set. Select the model with the highest performance and generalization capability as your final churn risk model. Monitoring and model updating. Deploy the final model and continuously monitor its performance on real-world data. Track the model's accuracy. Assess its predictive power and make updates as new data becomes available or business conditions change. Regularly reevaluate and refine the model to ensure it remains effective over time. Remember, refining churn risk models is an iterative process that requires ongoing evaluation, adjustment, and adaptation. By testing, refining, and updating the models, businesses can enhance their predictive capabilities, make better informed decisions, and implement effective churn mitigation strategies to retain valuable customers. Once churn risk models have been tested and refined, businesses can implement targeted retention strategies to mitigate customer churn. The choice of retention strategies will depend on the specific needs and characteristics of the business, as well as the insights gained from churn risk analytics. Here's a detailed explanation of some common retention strategies and concrete examples for both business-to-business and business-to-consumer sales. Personalized offers and discounts. Tailor offers and discounts to individual customers based on their preferences, purchase history, or engagement patterns. In a B2B context, offering exclusive pricing or service upgrades during contract renewal negotiations can incentivize clients to continue their partnership. In a business-to-consumer scenario, personalized discounts based on past purchases or abandoned cart reminders can entice customers to make repeat purchases. Loyalty programs. Implement loyalty programs to reward and incentivize customer loyalty. In B2B, loyalty programs can offer benefits such as preferential pricing, extended contracts, or access to exclusive features. B2C businesses can offer loyalty points, tiered membership levels, or special rewards for frequent customers. These programs encourage customers to stay engaged and continue their relationship with the business. Enhanced customer support. Invest in improving customer support services to address customer issues promptly and effectively. B2B businesses can assign dedicated account managers, provide priority support channels, or offer proactive customer success programs. B2C companies can offer responsive live chat support, clear communication channels, and self-service options to enhance the customer experience and address concerns swiftly. Proactive communication. Regularly communicate with customers to provide updates, gather feedback, and address any concerns or issues. B2B businesses can conduct periodic check-ins, schedule business reviews, or send personalized newsletters. B2C companies can utilize email marketing, social media engagement, or mobile notifications to keep customers informed and engaged with the brand. Product enhancements. Continuously improve and enhance products or services based on customer feedback and evolving market needs. B2B businesses can prioritize feature requests or customization options based on client preferences. B2C companies can introduce new product lines, incorporate customer-requested features, or launch limited edition offerings to keep customers excited and engaged. Customer success programs. Develop customer success programs to help customers derive maximum value from the product or service. B2B businesses can offer training sessions, access to knowledge bases, or dedicated onboarding support. Business-to-consumer companies can provide tutorials, tips, and usage guides to ensure customers make the most of their purchases. These programs enhance customer satisfaction and reduce the likelihood of churn. Feedback utilization. Actively collect and analyze customer feedback to identify areas for improvement and address customer concerns. B2B businesses can conduct satisfaction surveys, customer interviews, or Net Promoter Score assessments to gather feedback. B2C companies can leverage online reviews, social media monitoring, or sentiment analysis to gain insights. Using customer feedback helps identify pain points and implement targeted improvements. Exclusive content or access. Provide exclusive content, early access to new features, or invite-only events to reward and engage customers. B2B businesses can offer industry reports, webinars, or executive roundtables. Business-to-consumer companies can provide VIP access to sales, pre-orders, or limited edition products. These exclusivities create a sense of value and exclusivity, fostering loyalty and reducing churn. Win-back campaigns. Implement win-back campaigns to re-engage with customers who have already churned. B2B businesses can offer special incentives or discounts to re-establish the relationship. B2C companies can send personalized emails or retarget customers with relevant advertisements. These campaigns aim to recapture lost customers and rekindle. Evaluating retention strategies is essential to understand the effectiveness of your efforts. Here are some important metrics that businesses can use to evaluate their retention strategies. Churn rate. The churn rate is the percentage of customers who stop using a product or service during a given period. This is the most basic KPI to evaluate the effectiveness of a churn risk analytics strategy. The churn rate is calculated by dividing the number of customers who churn during a period by the total number of customers at the beginning of that period. Customer retention rate. The customer retention rate is the percentage of customers who continue to use a product or service during a given period. This KPI measures how successful the business is in retaining its customers. The customer retention rate is calculated by subtracting the churn rate from 100%. Customer lifetime value, or CLV. CLV is the estimated value that a customer will bring to the business over the lifetime of their relationship. This KPI measures the long-term value of the customer and can help businesses to determine the return on investment of their churn risk analytics strategy. The CLV can be calculated by multiplying the average purchase value by the average frequency and multiplying by the average lifetime of the customer. Net Promoter Score, or NPS. NPS measures the likelihood of customers to recommend a product or service to others. This KPI is an indication of customer satisfaction and loyalty. The NPS is calculated by subtracting the percentage of customers who would not recommend the product or service to others from the percentage of customers who would recommend the product or service to others. Cost of customer acquisition, or CAC. CAC is the cost that a business incurs to acquire a new customer. This KPI is an indication of the resources that a business must allocate to replace churned customers. By comparing the CAC to the CLV, businesses can determine the profitability of their customer retention efforts. Evaluating retention strategies is crucial for businesses to understand the effectiveness of their customer retention efforts. By tracking KPIs such as churn rate, customer retention rate, CLV, NPS, and CAC, businesses can measure the success of their churn risk analytics strategy and identify areas for improvement. Churn risk analytics is a powerful tool for companies to understand the causes of customer churn and take proactive steps to retain customers. With the 6 steps shown, Companies can create predictive models that accurately identify customers at high risk of churn and implement targeted retention strategies to keep their customers. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you liked the video. Thanks.